was the president. I believe in the rule of, through democracy, people protest. And that's what we did. I was the president. I believe in the rule of law. I believe in democracy. When the citizens are going to the street, we allow them to protest because their voices have to be heard. Now, people put us out of the view. Because you have the right to protest any day. And that's why we gave them the right. You saw the last one in the early facility when they protested. You even saw Joseph Boaka there. You understand? People there who were leading the charge of the protest. But today when people protesting, they don't want to know why. But seriously, do not be afraid. In our land, we saw the Esther Park. We saw the April 14. April 14, I was in the street. For April 14. Movement will be removed. We're all there. We're all there. Simply because the government decision. So one day you have to speak. The police started out wanting them to tell them. They saw rest in peace. And I hope the family will not take this against them. When they started harassing people walked in the street. From Nukuta all the way to Mansion. You don't want to repeat. So every government will be in the interest of the people. If I wanted another April 14 or 1980, all the opposition were going to help them, were going to deal with them right away. But the opposition, you have the right to your opinion. You understand? Because they understand and leadership, they understand partnership. You know that not every family that work together. You got a woman and the husband that has 6 children. The children not for the mom and the children for the bar. But they don't get each other. When the master sends the other man, they will have to talk with you. You understand? That's why it's so important, and not everybody will be for X. That's support for Y. For you live in the same house. So we gotta be friendly. This is our conflict. But don't ever put in your mind. And somebody will come to you and say 1847, I the only person that paid the whole land 100 days. It's a lie. And that's how Boaka and Boaka live. And I lied 100 days. We told y'all, I said, I wanted to do the strip on our beach from Morovia to reach all the way Shasta because we can do that project. You understand? Everybody making more. Just as I said that we'll build our street and around. Everybody making more, but still look around. The cleaning stuff that they have to call it. Even look at the bridge. Right there, the municipal complex that the Chaningo come to face now. It's something that will come together. You know what I'm saying? But those people believe that simply because they gave you something, so we'll get involved, we want to do another thing. I was the president, I said, no. If they charge you for human rights, then discuss it. You cannot, Liberia will not come to the middle. Because Liberia is a partner to America, and Liberia is a partner to you. That's what they're fighting. That will come. Somebody say, okay, but then while we're talking, we'll suspend what we still want to do for you or later on. And later on, we're not there. So it's a secret. Nothing new. Nothing new. If they show anything new, they show anything new. The next election, we're going to vote against it. asking them left. Hey, they didn't you. All of y'all will go to the police and all of you vote against us. Yes, I'm going to stay 12 years. In 12 years, and the same government by the state of 100 days, they will pay all the rules. Now, I'm not saying to you those who put up for the elements like around today that will not even a fool or something for themselves. Today, they use I won't say use, we allow to vote for this element. And these are going to see on radio and your government is Cuba, big government or big government. But they don't understand what they came from. When they came on the street, so when they came on refugee camp, we give the other say that will be the best vote for him. And these are the people that on TV talking a lot of rubbish. They're going to take it themselves. Don't let that discourage you. CDC is a party for you to the people because CDC brought yourself down to you. Yeah, there was a revolution to change the period. That's what we're doing. There's no question again. People making more, they make big mouth. All of them are some people spending our homes in America. The people are going to know that the job about in America, almost 2010, you're going to talk politics, you're going to talk with the single way selling. Is that what they're doing? Is that what they're doing? But I don't know, even the Guadalupe president, what told me. In 1987, I was almost 19, going to 20, I've been on person, right there in the bush, in the rear. So, they're talking to you about me. No, they are poor people, not me. And I was saying, I was not posting my parents, Mr. Weir, on Capitol Hill, if you were not begging by the people, because I'm a professional person. I'm growing up, family, everything. My uncle was in the pool, everywhere. So you look at me as a professional, full professional. And then you tell it, every night you know, Timothy, you're telling Timothy that he can't be your house. You understand? At 25 years, at my age, at 25 years, Timothy is working for. You working in place of professional software, you telling that he can't build a house or he can't buy a house. No. Right now, you see all the little boys at 25 years old. And that's what I was doing when I was young. The children that is sent everywhere, they believe that the money they put in, all of them, some of them become wasted. And that's why people children get successful here, they believe that, they compare people here and they successful. And Jehovah said, and at the same way they transfer to your and what's the way you use it. Let me stop there. You don't understand not just the implication of what we know. Understand that these people, they thought that when they leave this place, they're going to be successful. But they didn't. Running back again. Running back. Like I told you, I didn't want to come. But I want to come. Even the United Partisans, say, no, I don't have to call again. But everything they get in their possession, they still passing on the crime and asking for stuff. So they're telling you that, oh, we need our men. Well, it's not true. They just using you. All of the the curb and come in. Don't let her there. You love me, don't let her. Look at it with focus and continue to live your life until we see where the head go. You stay back home, the guy never change. Put yourself together and hope is there, as you say. Put yourself together. Somebody spend 12 years. When they die, you feel that you did well. The body come back again, you can go back again. But you gotta go forward. You gotta go forward. And I always tell you, the right way is not destruction. The right way is not discussion. Because the wrong way it happened in the country before, we have traces of what happened. Then you don't want to repeat. So what you do, or get away the rule of law, impose the rule of law on people. Because marching together is the right way. Yes. The best way to do it. Now we march together, you see the whole group say, the only side, the other group on the side, and say, marching. No. We got to be home. All our friends there that march with us, for middle midnight, today they have a split up.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, namaste, wherever you're at. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for your patience. We appreciate you. We really do. Always. You're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And, we're almost in the New Year's. Happy New Year's. And we pray that we all make it to see Wednesday, right? Yeah. Into Thursday. So into the New Year's 2026. We pray that it bring us peace, joy, and everything, health, and everything. And some of the busy schedules that we all have, some of it will reduce, right? So we can start doing stuff on time and keeping up with the show. Yep. It's the video I was playing. First of all, please share the show. Please do so. Share it to your families, to your friends, to come and let's talk Liberia. When everybody finishes saying they're doing the day, I guess during the night we do our own. That's how it is. Yep. Do so, please, and come back. Let's talk Liberia. This is a platform for everybody. I have the link in the comment section. If you feel like coming on, please do us. You're welcome. Come and talk about your country. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you sit on. We do not care. When we come here, we argue the issue. We talk about it. Intellectual forum, like they say in Liberia, right? And everybody have their own side. This is not CNN. There is no journalism 101 going on here. Okay, we all have our own side. If you can stand the heat, please join us. Let me bring Morris in the back. Good evening, Morris. Good night and good evening.
You can see the face, right? You can see the tiredness in the face. America.
But guess what? I got my Eagles gear on today. My Eagles won, y'all. It's Sunday.
Yeah, Eagle won yesterday.
To the first game. Almost.
1 point margin, man. Eagle, I swear.
Hey, man. If you give us half point set, we won, okay?
How you beat to
All
13?
that.
You beat to 13. You stuck to that 13 until somebody get to almost 12. They choking your neck like that. You can't even breathe. But anyway, they won. They say win or win.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what I was just about to say. We won the thing. Okay, we passed the
Yeah.
first. How many more games do they have to play before they get to the playoffs?
I think 2 or 3, right? I'm not even.
Not
Yeah.
playoffs, but championship. 2 or 3. Damn. They're messing up the div for the past.
No, but
games.
but they will qualify though. I think they already qualified, if I'm not mistaken.
For
I
what?
think I think the point they got, I don't think anybody can match.
Yeah, they are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was the first game of the playoffs, anyways. So the Eagles won. So
Yeah, man. I was watching the game. I said, you know what? The Eagle here can
I know they can get high blood pressure.
They can get personal.
My mom can say, "I'm not watching. Don't call me. Just give me." So I was like, "Okay, Eagles won 1 point.
I see one time the game they lose. I think they were to 17 play. They were to 17 point when somebody. Which of the team they play said they thinking? I think a Cowboy they can't beat in that game. I got one of my friend play. I was watching the game with my son, my friend's son. The label started crying. I said, "Well, you all right? At your age, you start crying for Eagle game."
That kid's
Yeah, I think like 12-year-old boy. Oh, the label start crying.
My son is the strongest. I don't know, little boy I know. Like even when he's playing on the field, when he loves the game, he'll be mad. But like Eagles been he can play with it.
Oh,
So
that
when
label start crying.
Eagles lose a game like that, he can be like, be looking at your phone and go like, I'll be like, oh, what happened? Your mouth open. Yes, he must know they're winning. He's the only guy he's 11. He doesn't cry. He just get be pissing around and be acting like he hates stuff.
What I meant by you were crying.
Okay. We're playing Washington on Sunday. Moses Cuddy's playing Washington.
Yeah, Washington Bill.
I'm so used to that Redskin. They that Commander thing they brought. I'm just still stuck on that Redskin thing there. But Commander, Washington Commander instead of Redskin. But yes, guy, welcome, Emmanuel. Are you an Eagles fan? You're in Pennsylvania, right? Or you're a Steelers fan?
They're going.
Yeah. You gotta switch. Yeah, the switch is gorgeous. Yep.
One thing I already guess you're smart. Thank you.
It's clear.
Uncle Moses now you know what happening. Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Wait, Mr. Where Uncle David? I stopped seeing.
Is Uncle David?
Oh, Mr. David's been busy. You know that around the season everybody can be.
No.
Don't worry, Mr. David gonna be 20.
Pertaining to your question, I don't understand the American football, so I don't have
you don't?
No. The only thing I go watch that when I see people fighting like that, when I get karate shoot or why not go watch it.
You know when people fighting, don't be fighting.
When you start paying attention, you develop likeness for it.
People always say that to me.
Yeah. And myself, it took me a long time before I started getting into it.
I say
you're still stuck on the soccer thing, so
the best I can do is to put karate show on or wrestling.
You know, to be honest, the American football is not stupid. When you start watching it, you start following the game, you trust me, you develop likeness for it. The game is so nice. American football, you're looking at how the people. Anyway, I shouldn't go there. It's all right.
Yeah. Guys, we have not much to talk about today, but we have I don't know, I'm gonna call it sermon or because we are always going in his church to throw hands or to preach. I don't know what part of the Bible he was quoting from on Sunday, preaching or whatever, like the book of throwing hands or what. I don't know, but we're gonna dig into that, right? But because there's a lot of things he said that kind of confusing when it comes to his growing up, his status, his social status and stuff like that. I'm confused because one day I hear something else and now he telling us something else that, and I'm pretty sure everybody is surprised with because. But we will go into it and so we come on now, what is going on the phone? Let's start with it. So let me play. I know I'm playing it, but let's do this a little bit. Or did you all watch it?
I watch it. That started it out to the end.
You did it. You watched it to the end.
I said the status you're talking about out to the end when you're talking about the time you go to the house.
Yeah.
To the end of the clip.
What about you, Morris?
I didn't watch it, but I got understanding of the whole stuff.
Okay, so
He started with the governance, then he go to himself.
Yeah. He started with governance and talk about lies and this, that President Barker lied about what, and I don't know, but you say you watched the whole thing. Will start with you. Let's start from the governance part to it and the protest that he was talking about. Because for someone who called in another person a liar, there was a lot of misinformation I was giving in that statement. But go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, concerning the protest, I think one way or the other, I want to agree with him. I know people will come in sedition again. Some people don't like for you to say the truth. So I'm on the issue of the protest, I think he said it rightly.
About what?
This administration is harsh when it comes to protests as compared to his administration. Now, there are two types of things people should understand. There is a riot and there is protest. In this administration, whenever people say they're going to protest, you see riot police coming out with riot gear.
Whenever people say they're going to protest?
Yes. Whenever protest is announced in Liberia.
Who?
Anytime protest is announced in Liberia today under the administration, police go out with riot gear. And we don't have protest gear, we don't have rioting gear. You only put on rioting gear when people are going to riot. We haven't had riot, we always have protest. Because once they announce it to you, say we'll come and protest, you don't consider it a riot. The only thing you do, you tell them, don't pass it, give it the guidelines and stay there. Unless they go above that, and when you invite the riot police in. But even before the daybreak, riot police are all deployed. That alone is an issue. I always said this, for any protest in any nation, the outcome of any protest, it depends on the administration. If the administration engage it peacefully, that protest will be peaceful. If the administration engage it harshly, the protest will be harsh. So from Erling time to Weir time to Puaka time, the mistake we always had is the way the administration respond to protest. When Erling was confronted by the AFL, she did not respond with riot. She instead walked to them and said, talk to me, what is your problem? That protest did not end chaos. But whenever she sent out a riot police, you see that protest will end chaos. Under we administration, the same thing happened. When police go out there to perform any kind of rioting strategies, the protest will end chaos. So when the former president said this administration is harsh on protesters, I believe it. Myself, I said it before here, and I think that on that point, he's right. But on the issue of other things that he said that had to do with the administration lied, the same thing happened. And I think one thing he said again that I want to suppose that since 1847, no administration has kept the promise of the 100 days deliverable, which is true. Ellen did not keep hers. Weir did not keep his, and Boka did not keep his. That is true. And all of them, that So that include say according to the word he used. So it is true that all of them had not been able to keep their 100-day deliverable plans. Concerning Bwaga lie, I don't know what he mean when he say somebody lie, because all of us had the same issue. While we are with a promising, you're going to bring World Crime Code, you're going to make sure people will not be spectators in the economy. You will make sure that you make good decision. You're not get good speech, but you get good decision. And other things did not happen. Most of the decisions were wrong. Although he gave some decisions that were right, but majority of the decisions were also wrong. So should we say he lied as well? So I think on that part, I want to say he also lied, because Bwaga feel I agree he did not keep all his promises, but Bwaga still had time. That's the difference. Right now, President Bwaga got 4 more years. So anything that he did not do in the first 2 years, he had a time to recover. He had a time to recover. President Weah has 6 years. He did not recover from a mistakes he made, and today he's no longer there. So telling somebody say a lie because they're not fulfilling their 100-year promise, or maybe they not have new projects and they're fulfilling a project or the other one. I think that on that point, I think I'll put it on him. But for the protest, I will agree with him on that. On the issue of his life, how he started life early, he built house, this and
that one there. We'll do that one last. So let's take Morris, right? Morris, the protests and the lies and all of that stuff.
Look, see, Amy, the way society is structured, society is structured in a way that we all can exercise our right at the same time. If that was the case, there were going to be a lot of chaos in the world. The reason why, even the street, we all have right to the street, but we cannot use the street at the same time. That's why you have a control system that will tell you, stop, wait for the other person to come and pass. When your time reach, you pass, right? And that control system is a traffic light. I will tell you, wait on your time. A human being trying to cross, and the other car that coming the other way to cross. So because we all cannot exercise our right the same way. If that was the case, like I said, we're going to be chaos in the world. Even in our own homes. Let me use this example. It's funny, but let me use it. Even in our own homes, we all have, let's say you got 10 persons living in our house. All of us got right to the bathroom. But if Mary in a bathroom, you can't jump in a bathroom. Then you got to wait for Mary to finish.
Yeah.
You have to wait for Mary to finish before you jump in a bathroom. Other than that, there will be chaos in the house. You can't say, oh, I got to ride the bathroom. I got to ride. No, you got to wait. When Mary finish, you jump in it. So the whole issue about this whole protest, people, this and that. Look, security have their own way of seeing things the way you and myself can see it. They have that right. Security can decide, say, soon money will deploy. They have their intelligence. Soon money, oh, there's a news of riot or this or protest, whatever you may tell me. Security, even in America, security can park their car, police can park their car in front of your house. You can't ask them. Or you can, even if you ask them, they can tell you, say, we're not going to tell you anything. They have security. So for Mr. Weah to say this government is not handling protests the right way, really? Look, what I say, something really doesn't matter, because why? The biasness can be inside. Let's look at it. Let's look at the report that came from the international community. These people, they're not Sedisha, they're not Unity Partisan, they're not ANC. They are outsider. Let's look at that report. Compare that to Ona Weah. Ona Weah, you even have a counter-protest team.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only Ona Weah that thing came about.
Man, you looking at you in the dark. What?
For me?
No, Emmanuel.
It was only on Mr. Weah counter protest, and the group that staged that whole counter protest was like an armed group of the city, like an auxiliary group of the CDC counter protest. Somebody got victimized on live camera. Then we are standing there because he talking about honor this government protest. Look at it. Look at the record of the police. To that, compare that to honor President we are. So you can say your own, I can say my own. Maybe you can say what are politics. Let's just look at the record, the report from the international committee. It will clear all doubt. And we all were in the country. We all saw under Mr. Weah. Under this government, police have been abused more than any in a short time. We all saw it. Then you want to compare because Mr. Weah say it. Mr. Weah even supposed to talk about protests, comparing protests under his regime and that of Mr. Boakai. Really?
So,
yeah.
I want to ask a question. I want to ask a question, please.
The part of the riot, let me ask something first, right? The part of the riot thing. Do anybody get up and announce that, oh, we're gonna riot, or okay, let's say the most famous riot that we know in Liberia that I was born and heard about because I wasn't alive when that one happened. The rest riot. Did people get up and say they were going to riot, or they were just going out there to protest?
Look, I mean, these two words are just intertwined: riot and protest. Protest can resolve into riot.
Exactly.
So when the protest becomes so tension packed, it can turn to riot. Riot is just somewhere like when people go berserk, when people go violent, it can become riot. So the two words are intertwined. Nobody wake up and say they're going riot. Riot can resolve from protest. When the protest becomes violent, it becomes riot. So nobody can wake up and say, you ever hear somebody say, we're going riot? We're going protest, we're going demonstrate, we're going march. So from that, it can resolve into riot. The tension between the police, or probably the armed force and the civilian or the protester, it can resolve into riot. But nobody can wake up and say they're going riot.
So what do you think about the part that he calling somebody a liar?
Well, I mean, Mr. Weah got the right to say anything you want to say. He got the right to call somebody a liar. But is it true that because he called somebody a liar, is it true? So Mr. Weah can say anything. Mr. Weah can lie about his own self. So why much about lying on somebody about somebody else? And so that's not something that we can drag on that Mr. Weah. He can say somebody lie. So what? Does that mean the person lie? Lie about what?
Thank you. So, Emmanuel, you talk about the fact that
Emmanuel still wanted to ask a question, though. I don't know whether you still want to ask a question.
I would do for the moderator. She said she was, so I'm waiting.
So, okay, so asking that I come to you.
Okay. I have two questions. The first question is, we should look at international community report. Which report you want us to look at that we can refer to, and what are we looking for in the report?
Even the MCC report that just came about. Look, there are several reports that come on Liberia every day or every time or every year. Different kind of report, different reports. Even the MCC report that just came out of the compact. If you look at it, compare that of under President Mr. Weah and Mr. Boakai, it's not compared. It's not. The difference is there.
Why you want us to compare?
What are you driving? What are you driving at?
Okay, so let's
because I want to be on the show. We're talking.
Yeah, what is your contention?
Yeah, coming now on the show. We're talking. People will be listening to us.
Right.
So we talk about. I spoke about the protest. I said on the issue of the protest, the president is right. All the other one, I don't support him on that. But on the issue of the protest, he's right. Under his administration, peaceful protests were allowed. Police were not the way they are now. What they were in any time for an house protest, they came in riot gear, and every time protest.
Okay, so can I ask you on that? So before we move on. So you're talking about every time protesting police and riots something in it. So if you are saying that on a weird protest, peaceful protest will allow, are you giving that as a good thing for Will or a bad thing for him? Because this administration, what I'm trying to ask you is that I don't think police just saying that they don't have anything to do or they have so many men that they want to go put them in the street. It depends on the individuals and what they are paying before these protests can even start. And I can find the last one before this one, throwing bottles, breaking people, cars, stones, and everything. Imagine what kind of
before the protest started.
Yeah, the day before the protest started.
No, it
That's
happened.
when we're talking about CDC something.
Now after the protest, they want to break.
Let me something my own. If I have to find a video, I'll find it for you. Even when I had the breaking down of the CDC headquarters when they said they were going to evict people, what was the action that we seen there? So if we say something like that, I think we got to look at a group of people. Maybe doing under his administration, maybe it was peaceful people, responsible people that were protesting. And under this administration, they say it all the time, Emmanuel. They make those promises, what they are going to do. So the police are just supposed to lay back and be in their houses till when something starts to pop up before they start getting ready, as if we have that capacity to do so before they show up. What is wrong with seeing police in the street all geared up? They're not touching you. They're not throwing stones at you. They're not tear gassing you. What does that have to do with your protesting? All you have to do is to just be on the street. What you're doing, you continue to do it. What? Because you see police standing there, so you just start misbehaving because you see police? What? You anti-police or something? So I don't understand that when you say that. The moment that somebody said protest, the police are supposed to be out there to protest, to protect protesters and other people that are going by their business. And you see the pattern in this so-called protest that this group always had. It never ends up good. It always ends up with stone throwing, with somebody breaking people's properties and stuff. We know that for a fact. The last one that I know there were 13 people that were in the street. Look at what happened.
Okay.
They were not even a group of people. Look at what happened.
But
if you don't have people there, the police, they're already ready for those things. I think that happened because they know the kind of individuals they are dealing with.
Can I address your concern?
But Emmanuel. Yeah, even when you listen to me, I lay down all the premises proceeding to protest. Right? I even mentioned the counter-protest group. Right? Let me even talk about the famous June 7 or December something. When they guys wanted to do that protest, they were highly suppressed. The government even brought ECOWAS to stop these guys from protesting. Do you know that? They even brought the international committee in to talk to them, to stop them. So money, if I were in the night, it was overnight they deploy, and not even in the morning. Then when it was overnight they deploy armed police all over the street. You really want us to go into that? I gave you a catalog, all the ways to work under President Bouaka and Mr. Weah.
Okay, so can I respond now?
Go ahead.
When the two of you were talking, I allow you to talk. So please allow me to talk.
But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
When I'm done, you can come in. When it comes to protest, and I want to think that maybe we had to lose the elections because he allowed protest. We have protests were more peaceful. They honor this administration. Yes, there are facts. The largest protest since 1847. The largest protest in last year, peaceful protest in Liberia's history since 1847 happened June 7, 2019. Police were even giving the people food, gave them drinks. Go put it down right on. Just go and put it. The largest protest in Liberia history. It will come up there. And the only reason it happened because the administration allowed it.
What?
What the guy talking?
Because the administration allows it. How many times under this administration has police gave people drink? The police gave people food when they were protesting against the administration. Never. It did not happen. December 3, 2020.
December 6th.
December 6, 2020. That protest did not end well because the people were trying to light fire in front of the executive mansion. They said, don't light fire. And because they were refusing, they wanted to light fire, that's how they brought a water truck and started flashing the water. That's how they drove the people out. Yes, and I'm giving you the reasons. So if the police tell you to stop and you don't stop, that when the protest can end, that's why I said protest can end back only if the administration engages. But if the administration relax and nothing happened, that protest will always end peaceful. The first stand protest that they had, they went there in front of the executive mansion, right in front of the judiciary there, the legislature there. They stood there, they gave whatever they gave without police interference. There was no problem.
Yeah, what's the problem?
The first protest that stand had.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
They started throwing stones into and they started.
The first protest.
The first protest.
The first protest. That's not it.
I love for that something that.
Let me find it out for you right now.
Yeah, please. Because when he came to accept the petition, they started throwing stones. They even hurt some of, I think, one of the security guys in the fence. So I'm glad you said something about people wanted to start fire and they said no, and something. So it's not always the police. The police are there to protect both parties. If the protester want to do something out of control, and the police are telling you to stop and you don't agree, the police have to do their job. Like what you said about letting fire. You think that was a good move to let fire in front of the executive mansion?
The first protest was July 17, 2005. That protest ended without any incident. Even the police themselves, the RG himself came up and congratulated them and tell them thank you. Give a thank you note to them.
Exactly. Because why the protest?
Listen, I said, did not any issue, any riot, any issue. You say any issue. I just found it out. It was July 7, 2005, the very year. That protest went without issues.
What you call July 5, 2005? What are you talking?
July 7, 2025. 2025. 2025.
17?
July 17.
Okay.
2025. July 7. Right here. Yeah, it was July 7,
I'm
2025.
telling you that there was a scuffle in front of the and the police put it under control.
You know,
that protest did not end any chaos. The point I'm putting through here, any protest, even on a week, any protest I see that how you think about how to go counter protest? Counter protests are not sanctioned by the government. The government apparatus that we will look at to consider as government's policy. Anybody can move on and misbehave in America here. When the government doesn't sanction it, you can't consider it to be the government's policy. But when the police are involved, that one will consider it as a police and consider it as a government's involvement. What happened before the executive? Before the U.S. embassy, where some group of people went after Sisulu and beat them. It was not from the government.
Are you serious? Are you really serious?
Please, can you provide any fact that it came from the government? Provide one fact.
All right, you finish, right? You know,
you provide. I was still speaking and you stopped me, so I'm waiting. But provide one fact. Don't include your talking to me. Provide one fact that it came from the government. What arm of the government that did it?
You finish?
I said I'm waiting. I haven't finished. I ask a question.
Okay, continue. Because I don't know when you will finish. Continue.
I'm not going to finish until you finish because I don't want to speaking. I don't want to speak.
Continue. Go ahead, continue.
No, I was speaking. Ask me what I was saying is fact. I was saying provide.
Okay,
fact.
when you learn, then he will.
Okay, when you learn, I will come. Go ahead, continue. Learn.
So the counter protest that happened at the embassy in July of 2022. Yeah, July of 2022. That counter protest that happened did not come from the government. It came from a group that called itself CDC-COP. CDC-COP is not an arm of the government. And when that thing happened, President Weah said took onto the stage and said they will be prosecuted, and if there's nothing in CDC called CDC COP, the statement was given out. He said read it out. So it did not come from the government. People acting on their own say they're going to attack government, this going to attack people who protesting against the government. You can't put it on the government. What we say when we say something that is happening by the government is that when the police are involved, when the military are involved, when the immigration or any kind of security apparatus in the government, when they involved to disband protest, then you put it on the government. But now when people wake up and do it on their own, they put it on the government, and the government send them. Whether they come from the ruling party, with father, it's not from the government. You can't say the Unity Party is not the government. Although the government, it came from the Unity Party, but anything that happened in the Unity Party cannot be considered as the government. Like the homecoming, it's not the government. The Unity Party homecoming that happened in the future, you can't say that the government did it. No, it's not the government. It was the party that acted. So when anybody comes from the party, they act, you can't put it on the government.
Thank
So
you.
because they were anti-protest, so the anti-protest came from the government. That's the point I'm saying. I did not say it didn't happen, but it did not come from the government. So I hope that part is clear. If it comes from the government, please provide me the fact.
Thank you. Come here, Morris.
All right. The first thing, I'm not only speaking to you, I'm speaking to the audience, to people that are listening. The first thing, when you have government is the custodian of everything. Government is there to steer the affair of the country. Government is there to provide security. Government is there to protect you and myself. So to even make that argument that, oh, when somebody do something, they're not the government, that is a lazy argument. The first thing, the COP team, when COP was formed by the Costa, the likes of other people, I was also part of the COP. When those guys broke away, they called and said the COP, that group was endorsed in the CDC party headquarters. Jefferson Koji was there. COP was endorsed under CDC headquarters. When COP came about to the COP CDC, when they counter protest, we are never condemning. The embassy make a statement before we came back to condemn it.
Mm-hmm.
The embassy condemn it again.
Boss man, let me learn. We did not condemn it until the U.S. embassy made a statement before we are. It's normal. The Andrew Wopo, the former passport director, when it happened, we never say anything until the U.S. embassy made a statement before we came about talk. Eugene Fagon, when Fagon made that statement, we didn't say anything until the embassy made a statement before we come back. So it's always we are. So for you to even make the argument, and Sisulu, the young man were almost killed on live camera. A policeman was standing there. The police was standing there while the thing was happening. Policeman was standing there while they were manhandling the young man. That you're talking about. You know, look, the thing that happened in Liberia, right? We all saw it. People saw it. Everything. So it's not even about whether you say it or not. This argument that you think, I say, the protest, we are right, so I condemn every other thing. I'm not interested whether you agree we are or we not agree we are. That's not my argument. My argument here is that Mr. Weah, under Mr. Weah protest. Every time people want to protest, if I say they fire a lot of people just for participating in protest, Mo Ali, the Amos Twe, the Mobile Yobo, there are a lot of people that got dismissed just because they got involved in protest.
Was Mo Ali ever dismissed?
You want us to go there, brother?
I want you to give me a fact, yes or no.
Say what?
Was Mo Ali ever dismissed?
Mo Ali was threatened. He was sent to Grand Crew. That had a man. He was suppressed.
Dismissed. I thought you said dismissed, Jonah, again.
Boss man, are you listening or what? I don't
Your
do.
First comment, you said they were dismissed. You said Mami Yobo were dismissed.
Boss man, I don't do strongman argument. Oh. You want wrong with it, can wrong with it. If you want wrong with this, okay. Yeah, you can wrong with it.
Go ahead. What did you say?
You want to do strongman argument, you can go ahead. You want you can wrong with it. But I know Mo Ali was suppressed. He can be suppressed to the point that he can resign. It's someone like dismissal. I don't do strongman argument, boss man. You want wrong with it, wrong with it. But for you to say because Mr. Weah stay in his church and say protest, really? Mr. Weah, you want to have a protest? Somebody almost go killed. Oh, move on, man.
So
was it
what
by the
I'm
government?
saying
Was
is
it any
that
government?
I disagree
No,
when
Amy, hold on. Me ask a question because people listening to us. When we talk things, people are listening to us. Let me make it clear to them.
what are you
The
talking-
any time under we administration, government sanction any kind of anti-protest, any government apparatus was used to go against protesters.
but you
Any
know
kind
it's not gonna
But I
not
just, put,
do
I
it.
just, okay.
We have people, government official in Jefferson County who stood and make a promise that there were any protest, they would counter protest it. Am I making that one up?
Emilio, move on, man.
That was a
Yeah.
city mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of protests that we saw the police, and I'm not against police going to protest and something. If the people are peaceful, right, and they just start pouncing on them, then I have problem with that. But every protest so far that I've seen, even on we are or whatever,
Sally,
if there's a problem, and I disagree for you to say that the government had to start it. No, that's not true.
no, I
They
didn't say government had to start it.
protect people.
Let me repeat myself. I didn't say government had to start it.
You said
I
if the
said
government
any
is
protest-
relaxed, then there
I
will
said-
be no
I
something
said
that will
any-
go peacefully.
I said the outcome of any protest,
Exactly.
any administration, it depends on how the government responds.
I don't know what government, the police are there to respond to chaotic scene. If they are putting stop to something, you there, you minority police, y'all there something police, they want you and you spitting and throwing stone and doing something, and you think that oh gentlemen, y'all come down, and somebody's going to be walking into stone. That's why they get ready, because those kind of things that is not something somebody could get hurt and killed. You don't. The police are there. They are not there to go start. Like I said, there are some saying that the police, if they order them and stuff, I don't know. But even under any government, if a police go there and being peaceful and the protesters are peaceful, the police have no other choice but to do that. To strong arm them. That's what they're there. If they tell you 1 or 2 times you're not listening, that's their right to move you forcefully. That doesn't mean the government is doing something wrong, or everybody's all to jump in the screen and start misbehaving, and it's all to be there and try to when Sunday they say, oh, because the police did it. Because a lot of stuff, even the King Job so-called protests. Look at what happened there. When police people against people running around talking about, oh, the police just went and started shooting people, they kill people, they do the one here. Look at that kind of craziness. That is not true.
Amy,
People. Every time, look to what happened at the airport there when they claimed we were coming into the country. When those people were coming, no other time, they went to that airport. The police just go there and start beating and start doing something. Look what they started doing there. Where it end up into. They just want people just sitting around. Then when they react, and they say, "Oh, the police did it. The police did that," and that is unfair to the police. You guys are not letting these people to do their jobs. Then when they stay there and let people get killed and get hurt, they'll say, well, the police were right there and nobody did anything. So
Amy, let me ask you one question. Let me ask you one question to you on the show. Why, when the Madigo woman who was accused of power theft and the policeman,
lady.
Yeah, and the policeman went into fire. Why was that policeman fired? Why was he fired?
He wasn't fired.
Do you know the reason I was giving? Why he was fired?
He wasn't fired because people were turning it into a religious fight, and they were turning it into a big deal.
Why you think he was fired?
That's why he was he or she was suspended. But they brought him back on that Sunday because everybody saw. Thank God, there's a video camera was playing. Everybody saw that they did nothing wrong, but it was being like certain group of people were using it as politics. Some people were trying to make it a religious issue and something. That's why it was so something that everybody started something that's why it came down, because it was foolish for people to use that as that. When a woman was throwing super and refusing to listen to a policeman, and then you think that because they try to pull her out, she fighting and her hijacking try to make it look like, oh, the major one that they want her here and did like this. No, that's not what happened. And when everybody's saying that, everybody started to debunk that theory and that foolishness that was going on. That's why it came down and they came back to that job. Like I said again, nobody will say that the police just jump in the street and start beating on protesters. That is not true. And the CDC people then that we're talking about, like we are talking about, it never ends well. Never. It's appalling. If you don't want to look at it, That's fine, but the police always have to be. Look at the 20, I don't know, 20 men or just 5 men are in the street the other day. Look at what happened to people's property there.
You know,
Okay, look at what happened. What if the police is not on the same on the kind of stuff? What
Okay.
do these people
Let
that are
me bring
walking
you
by?
back.
Well,
You know-
those people are driving, taxi driver there, and people that are driving a car that got broken. They
If-
wish that bus all the one were they police
if-
too?
Let me
Come
bring
on,
you
man.
back. Let me bring you
Amy.
back to my question. The
Amy.
question I ask you that
I
you try to answer. Let me give me your explain it.
I
The reason
understand.
I ask you on the issue. I come here. You tell me, on the issue. I ask you on the issue. The reason I ask you on the issue of the police and the Afula woman, the information I was given out by the police itself. They said the police is a trained person. He is the professional. He learned how to calm down people who are agitated. So you shouldn't have allowed his emotion to override him. That's the point I'm putting through. When you are trained, the reason they send you to the police academy to learn how to deal with people attitude, you don't resort into people. You don't fall back for the people's or action. So police can go somewhere and say because people throw stone at them, so they shoot back at them. You learn everything in school. You learn everything in school.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. In this rural America that we all live, that people think is the best. They have everything something here.
Yeah.
So because they are trained when they go in the street and people misbehaving and something, they stay there and start to pacify them.
Police had never fired protester in America here. Police had never fired protester in America here.
What do you mean fire protester? What is that?
Yeah, never shoot a protester in America here. Police had not done it.
What protester do you know that went and started shooting at police and the police never shoot at them?
Whether you throw stone at police in America here, protest, they will not shoot at you.
Nobody say you throw stone, they'll shoot at you. And where do they do that?
You said, hey, we're talking about you're talking about the King George. You said the King George.
Yeah, was the stone being thrown in King George and the people started shooting? Was the stone?
You know when your ghost? Yes, it was stone. Nobody was armed. Nobody was armed in King George.
There were people that were armed.
Never.
We saw their arm. We saw their document.
Show document.
I don't know why you can be watching.
Show document.
What do you mean share document?
You know one now.
You
got control over your show. Can you please show one on your show?
You know
the protester got arms.
They keep just situation.
Where protester in King George having arms? Show. Can you please show it to us, please?
Can you please show where the protester was just having stones and the police started shooting them? Can you show that?
Have you sent it to you? Okay.
Send it to me.
No problem. We find it to you.
But go ahead, Morris.
Yeah.
You can enjoy issue. You're not getting away with it without propaganda. Go ahead.
You know, the argument he even making, look, there are different insecurity, there are different type of forces. So the excessive forces will determine their verbal force, their persuasive force. So the type of forces will determine by the hierarchy. So that argument with the Fuller woman, the police determined that the force was excessive. It does not mean the police was wrong. So this verdict insecurity verdict come in different form. It does not mean because the police, let's say the police was dismissed, even though that was not the case. I think he was suspended. But let's say the police was suspended. Let's say the police was dismissed because the force he applied was excessive. That excessiveness was determined by the hierarchy. That does not mean that the woman was right to do what she did, or the person, or the. You're talking about America, yeah? America, you can't shoot at. You can't even throw stone at police. So, but look, let me say this, right? Under the CDC government, you try to like exonerate CDC. I don't even know why you're pushing this argument that CDC as a government that's supposed that the custodian of the peace, of the security. You're making the argument that if somebody wake up and do something, CDC we should not blame the government. No, we should blame the government. Under CDC government, many did. The city mayor has a mayor. We saw him with a group of guys, hooligans, with stick, knives in their hand, harassing people in District Number 13. We saw it. Under the CDC government, a hierarchy of the CDC government, a CDC official, Gray walked in the university campus just because those children that were making noise, they said they were coming on the street. He walked in the university campus to harass them. We can go on and on and on. The harassment on the CDC government, You can't even compare it. Every time you wake up and you want to protest, they will harass you, they will torment you.
So,
You can't even.
So if that government was so full of harassing, how can they had a higher protest on the largest peaceful protest on them?
Okay, I see where your problem lies. So your argument is that because the amount of protests, because the amount of agitation, it means the government was perfect. That's your argument, right? Because people do.
No,
So
that's not my argument.
But that's the logic of your question.
No, it's wrong. That's your logic, not my logic. So,
but you just say how come there were too many protests? Isn't that your question?
No, that's not my question.
What you say? What your question?
That's why you are being given wrong information, because you refuse to understand my question.
Thank you. What your question?
You said the administration was harassing protesters.
Yes, I said it.
So I said, if the administration was harassing protesters, how come we had a larger peaceful protest honor them?
What does that even mean?
If we're harassing protesters.
So what does that mean if you have large protest? What does that mean?
It means they give them a chance to protest. Because they are given a chance to protest. They were not harassed. They were not harassed.
Oh, okay, I see. But it comes back to my same argument. So because there are a lot of people to stage the largest protest, and let me say, because there are a lot of people to stage the largest protest, that alone, even by that argument, the fact that under citizen government was able, they had a larger protest, it also that by itself, it shows some form of agitation from the citizen government. The fact that they could even stay, look at what happened a few days. Amy just said about 5% said the protest because there's nothing to protest. Nothing to protest of. Just 5% get on the street. So the fact that they can even have large protests, it does not mean anything. Like I said, everybody have the right to exercise. The citizens have their right to protest. Likewise, the security also have the right to guide them as to how to go about that protest. So having large protests, it mean nothing.
But what was the time that this government stopped people from protesting?
That the whole thing said.
Are you saying that allowed them to protest? So when was it?
Yeah, I never said. Listen, when I talk, I lay my premise.
I mean, go to the next. Yeah, the people will decide. The listeners will decide.
So we are talking about his social status growing up.
So
I know
before go to his status, I lay my premise, and I will say again for the last time we can go on, because I don't like to be misunderstood. I said, when you organize a protest and you allow people to dress in rioting gears, can lead to agitation, can lead protests to end bad. Because there are protests and there's article and there are riots. When somebody say, "Oh, I come in protest," the fact that they are able to tell you, they say, "Oh, we need you to permit us to go," because according to our rules, according to our laws, in 1986.
I'm about to say, you think they're doing that because they want to be peaceful, or they're doing that because that's the law?
Since 1986, our law says when you go in the street, let the government know. So the fact that you let the government know.
Why the government should know? Why? There's a reason to that.
The reason the government want to know is that so that they provide you security, and they provide security for those who are not also protesting. So that they provide route for other people who are not part of the protest to get a route.
Well, I read there.
Avoid clashes. So when you tell them, you don't, because the people say they're going on the street to protest, you don't go there with rioting police.
Who determined that? That you or that the security?
Hold on, somebody do.
Let me move to the next topic. Who determined that?
So the thing about rioting,
the security guy that who intelligent.
That's what I'm saying. The whole thing about the rioting gear, I'm not getting it at all. Just because somebody dressed in rioting gear, what does that mean? Does that mean that because you see somebody dressing rioting, you must just go and start going haywire and just start misbehaving? Then they don't have to use the riot gear if you don't do what they heard or what they know you.
No, you see,
something. So the more you see them and you ignore them with a rioting gear on them, they will not use it. But you see that because they got rioting girl, so you say, "Oh, I'm gonna misbehave or I will do that." Why they got rioting girl, and what does that have to do with you? Focus on your protest.
No, but besides that, say, Emmanuel argument that the security, the police should not do any preventive measure. They should just wait. They should wait. They should be to that barrack. After the police, when the protests go riot, then the police come on the street. That argument he making.
We don't have that kind of capacity to do that.
Yeah. No,
So they always have to get ready and be there, in case something goes wrong. That's the whole point of them being like that, shoot in case. It doesn't mean because you go see somebody in so because let's say they say they went protest, they see army coming out on the street to help the police because there's not enough police. They will go bring RPGs in and say why army gotta be on the street, so we'll do that. It doesn't. I don't get the argument to that at all. It doesn't mean somebody's stopping you from protesting. No, not at all.
In America, where they can bring it, they can bring it. I mean, they can bring the soldier point of to you can't talk about America. America can able to throw at the police.
About his social status, that he was a rich guy. His family was rich, and we just say he was 20 years old when he built his first house, and all of that. But the whole thing, I think the whole CDC, the purpose of the whole CDC that some of her was that we are identified with the people from the slum, right? He's this guy from Gibraltar. He's a poor boy who came from the slum, and he even said it himself. So, I mean, should we say the whole thing that the sedition knew that we are for the poor people, he from the slum, he does that, what they always running around with, and should we call that a lie now because we are told us say he was rich? So come on, let's hear you, Morris. Why I found this video to play.
Amy, Mr. Weah, for me, let's forget about the presidency, because the fact that he even became president, there are records on him. Nobody become president and they don't have records on you. All the president, when we go Google, you will see some kind of record on them. But let's forget about that. I think Mr. Weah, I'm not sure Mr. Weah actually know his status. He actually know his status in society. Because look, even when you are a husband, when you are a father in the home, or the wife or the mother in the home, there are just certain things that you cannot do as a father, as a mother in the home. You can't even speak just the way the children will speak, or just anybody.
No.
Because you're the mother, right? Mr. Weah, by now Mr. Weah even supposed to got somebody from the office to office of the president, former president. But that Mr. Weah right there, you can just say whatever I want to say. The first thing, Mr. Weah was fortunate to leave this country in the 80s, late 80s. Went to Cameroon. From Cameroon, he went to France. Mr. Weah he started drawing, attention. He started drawing people attention to him. When you become African best, and you become European best, you think they're not gonna get something on you? Of course they're gonna get something on you. They will have series of interviews.
So let me play this real quick from his own mouth, not to cut you off, Morris.
Difficult life, in terms of not having somebody to be there for me. But thank God I have my grandmother that took care of me. Things were difficult, and sometimes I don't like to go back to my youth days, because it's not a pleasant life, But I'm happy that difficult life, in terms of not having somebody to be there for me. But thank God I have my grandmother that took care of me. Things were difficult, and sometimes I don't like to go back to my youth days, because it's not a pleasant life, But I'm happy that difficult life, in terms of not having somebody to be there for me. But thank God I have my grandmother that
These
took
are
care
not
of me.
freezing. What people keep
Things were
hearing you over and
difficult, you
over.
know, and sometimes I don't like to go back to my youth days because it's not a pleasant life, you know.
Okay.
But I'm happy that
So, my people,
difficult life, you know, in terms of
let's
not
do it.
having
Get it up
somebody to
to
be there for me.
okay. So, let me go. It froze on me, guys. We are lying to the people so the computer want people to hear it over and over. So go ahead, Morris.
Yeah.
Angel.
So, for me, like I said, let's forget about Mr. Weah being president, former president, right? Let's look at Mr. Weah on. Let's look at Mr. Weah outside in the outside world. Mr. Weah, he was a young man. He went Yaoundé, I think 87 or 86. From there, he went to France. And at that time, Mr. Weah was a spotlight Liberia in talking about soccer. Africa, but let's say Liberia, right? So there were many eyes. There were many eyes on Mr. Weah. Mr. Weah, in no time, Mr. Weah became African best. In no time, Mr. Weah became European best. In no time, Mr. Weah became world best. So the focus on Mr. Weah was huge. A lot of focus was on Mr. Weah because as a world European best, the first black man, African man from a poor country Liberia to become European best. In no time, Mr. Weah became world best. So there were a lot of interviews conducted by Mr. Weah. There were a lot of stories gathered about Mr. Weah. So all the stories, all collaborated that Mr. Weah came from a poor background. Mr. Weah came from a poor country. In fact, at one point in time, I think one of the awards they were giving Mr. Weah, they reference on Mr. Weah background. I think that was in France. Or the man came from a poor background, from a poor struggling background, from a war-torn country, and this and that. So all the records are there on Mr. Weah. And Mr. Weah became president.
So what do you think he's trying to do here to pacify the fact that he robbed the country? Like people always try to point out, and he's trying to make it seem to the people that I had all of this money. I came up from a rich background. My father was rich, man. Like nobody know about it. Is that what you think we are doing here? Because what's the point of him coming in late in life now after leaving the presidency? We are telling us that he was a rich man.
I think I will come to that. I will come to that, but so Mr. Weah did not realize that they have all this information on him. If you go Google Mr. Weah right now, all the information will come Mr. Weah because these are collections, these are informations that have been collected way by years on Mr. Weah. I remember one of Mr. Weah interview on BBC. He said he really wanted to join the U.S. Marine because he used to like the Marine. Yeah. He said he was coming out as a young man. He used to admire the U.S. Marine. As a poor young man coming out, he wanted to join the U.S. Marine. So they had all this interview on Mr. Weah, all these stories. For Mr. Weah to just come after years and come out and say, oh, no, I was not poor. I came as a rich person and this and that. So Mr. Weah wanted to tell me that all the stories they have against Mr. Weah is just false. And besides that, there were people that lived with Mr. Weah. There were people that helped Mr. Weah. Those people are still alive. There were people that saw Mr. Weah when he was a young man. They're still alive. They're not dying. All of them not died. Some of them still alive.
Right.
Yeah, all of them not died. Some of them still alive. They said the liar said, my witness behind the river. No. Mr. Weah witness, they're right here. So people know. But I think Mr. Weah, sometimes he just talk, man. I don't think he can be guided. As a former president, as a former world best, European best, I think he's not guided. He just says something that let me just throw it out there like LeBron Puma, they will run with it. Let me tell the people that I will not pull, probably the team I will pull, they will run with it. I think that's just the situation. Let me just pull it out there so they can run with it. They can get something to run with.
Emmanuel, what do you think about that? The new something of Weah telling us something new about himself that we all didn't know, or what that I didn't know. I don't know about you. Emmanuel, are you here with us? Are you watching something?
Yeah, I want to get the part when he spoke about it, like, because like I said, I didn't hear that part, so I was trying to see if I could play it. So I don't know what he actually said.
We had said growing up, he wasn't poor. He had a father who had it, right? He built his house at what, age 20? He real house at age 20. He wasn't poor like these people that are always saying he took money or whatever.
Is it possible to play it so that I'll quote directly what he says? Please.
Okay. So coming
Not that part when he spoke about his life. Not that part I want to hear about. So I know.
Welcome, Suarez. Did you listen to We Are Preaching? His sermons on it? No. Okay, so let me see if I can get that part. Let's see. Okay. The king of the CDC. Let me see where is it. So yes, social status. Let me see here. Is that it? No. There you go. Okay, so I think it was somewhere around here. Let's try that. Is it on the screen, guys?
So if you're not listening to it, you will not comment on it. You got to listen to We Are For It.
He want to know what he's commenting on. Yes.
Somebody spent 12 years. When they left the cream, they did well. Before they come back together,
I don't even know where it is.
until we see
Yeah, I think
the heaven do. They stay back home. The guy never changed. Put yourself together and what is there, as you say.
Go buy small.
Somebody spent 12 years. When they left the cream, don't let her be. Love me, don't let her focus and continue to live a life until we see where the heaven go. They stay back home. The guy never changed. Put yourself together and what is there, as you say.
even at the part you playing.
Somebody spent 12 years.
What part is
They
it?
left the cream, they did well. Before they come back again, you can go back again.
My name is like
You
that.
gotta be so. And I always tell you, the right way is not destruction. The right way is not destruction. Not destruction. Because the wrong way it happened in the country before, we have traces of what happened. Then you don't want to repeat. You don't want to repeat. So what you do, or get away the rule of law, impose the rule of law on people. Because marching together is the right way. Yes. The best way to do it. Now we march together, you see the whole group say, the only side, the other group on the side, and say of marching. No. You have to be home. All our friends there that march with us, for middle men march, today they have it split up different groups. And when they get to the street, you can see the number. Because your friends say, all I want to do, everybody is it. Everybody is it. You know, that's what we're doing. There's no question of it. People making involved, they make people out. All of them, some little stuff in our homes in America. The people that can tell Joey about in America, no, but all of us 2010. You're going to talk politics, you're going to talk about the same always serving. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, right there.
Is that what they're doing? What do I know? Even the one president, what I don't mean. In 1987, I was almost 19, going to 20, I've been my person, right there in the bush, in the rear. So, they're talking to to you and for me. No, they are poor people, not me. My parents, Mr. Weir, on Capitol Hill, if you were not begging for anything, it was a professional person. I grew up in the family where I had everything. My uncle was in the pool, they were everywhere. So you look at me as a professional, full professional. And then you tell me, let me tell you, Timothy, you're telling Timothy that he can't be your house. At 25 years, at my age, at 25 years, Timothy is working.
So you heard it, right? I think
Yeah,
that's it.
I heard him. Yeah. He said he built his first house between age 19 and 20, 1987.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're talking about,
He wasn't poor.
yeah, when they're talking about people stealing to build houses, they're not talking to him because he wasn't poor. By the time he became president, he was already he was a former professional. Even before.
You said growing up.
He said, yeah, he said growing up, a father, Mr.
father.
Uncle. The father was a professional person. Your uncle were also working in the port.
Mm-hmm.
But even at that, he's a professional footballer. He worked for money, so he did not steal people money. But there's a difference. Now, if you say, if you're referencing your father, are you saying your father gave you money? Are you referencing your uncle, or you say your uncle gave you money? Now, if you had just said, I played professional football 87, I built my house, and since then I've been, making money for myself. For me, it would be logical. But you start to reference your father, the same father, even though you said it before, you said his father was not poor, but his father did not welcome him. So that means you go live with your grandmother. But now in this case, when you're talking about people talking about what happened in the government and you're referencing your parents, like you're benefiting from your parents, which is a contradiction of what you said earlier. Because in your first comment that I listened to, the very first time I listened to him, you said his father was not poor, his father was a professional person, but his father never had time for him. That would mean to go live with your grandmother. But today now you're saying your father was not poor, and your uncle and all were all around here. So when they were all
when you're 19,
yeah,
that means they were giving you money.
Were they sponsoring you? So that's, for me, in my opinion, the way I understand it is a contradiction. If you had just said, I built my home while playing football, I will see no reason to question it. But when you start talking about your professional life and talking about your parents' professional life, the same people who said I disown you in the past, then there's a contradiction. I don't understand what that actually is. Maybe I have to see where you're going to end a particular speech, but a particular part I just listen to, in my opinion, is a contradiction.
Thank you. Sorry. Welcome. We on this part of this speech now.
Thank you so much. I'd like to say good evening to.
Sorry for I want to tell you thank you for speaking out that day when I came here. I'm talking about the resources in Liberia. Yeah, and people thought you're talking.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
So I'm just telling you, I'm planning to tell you thank you. So thank you for that day.
Thank you. That's the essence of the show. In as much as we all have our side, but we should be let's say we should learn with one another. I'm not saying that's correction on us, but I'd like to say good evening to you, Brother Morris, Emmanuel, Amy, and to all those who follow you at this point in time. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's a good thing to discuss, Mama Labro, whether imposition, opposition, and those are wanting to come back, those are yearning to get the leadership of our country. Now to Mr. Weir has a lot of narrow narrative as regard to his wealthy life or being poor. Now, I want us to put this in a context. When you say being poor, I want us to look at it from the holistic standpoint, right? When you say you are not poor, and I want to agree, Mr. Weir has not been poor, because if you look at the meaning of being poor, it's one who cannot afford food, one who cannot afford shelters, one who does not have area to even live. I mean, you poor. So in the context of that, I agree with Mr. Weah. He has not been pulled. And I think Mr. Weah is one person who is always sure for. He's a former president, but he's always sure for of connecting his narrative in correlation to what he wants to say, in terms of expressing what he wants to say. And at the end of the day, he always marvel in this, giving the real side of the story that he actually want to get there, like Brimpo. I agree with him. He really wanted to connect something, but when I actually get him, I don't want to believe that there was a contradiction, because when he said then his father was used to a fool, his father was not a poor person, his father was a professional person. I understood from the angle like he was not one of those charged during those days that actually used to be that used to get what he actually told his parent to do for him. Now, brother Emmanuel talk about, he said he disowned his father. I've not listened to that interview. His father disowned him. Sorry, I've not listened to that.
Yeah, he said his father was well off, but his father disowned him.
So I've not listened to that interview until then. But I actually understood that he was trying to connect something. Now, to the part of the interview, he talked about, people always lie. Then that brings me to people not being sincere. And when people use the platform like a puppy to actually say all things that doesn't correlate to the reality in Liberia, you as a former president, and I agree with somebody who said, yeah, Mr. Weah need to be taught through the way. Because if a leaders, to be a leader is not only to sit in front of people who believe in you, quote unquote, to say things, and believing that they will just believe you. There are people who I believe in my mind that were in our church. They actually try to grab some of the logics, some of the non-logical things Mr. Weah are making out of the logic. And yeah, if you're a leader, especially as a former president,
you see that about that clapping? Yeah,
it's obvious, and that's how Liberia has always been. Even from the 1822, people has been living deceptions. At the end of the day, we now make progress as a country. Deceptions has been one of the things. You always talk about corruption being part of, our country being degenerated to the kind of a place it has been always. But deceptions has led to most of the things that are happening in our country. Look, you will see a leader going the wrong path. People who you actually believe that you sit there and correct him, say some of the things to him. Oh, Mr. President, you should have said this. You shouldn't have gone this far. And, they will be there champion him and not tell him the truth. At the end of the day, when that person get to the point of being defeated, they also just say, if we were no. If you were no elect, you should sit at this point in time and touch around and say, oh, Mr. Weah, Mr. Former President, you're not supposed to say these things at a certain point in time. I understand people want to take all these things into politics. It is not. Look, when you are upgraded in society to a certain level, there are found a manner you speak. Right, the current president right now, then former president, he was not, brutally expressive during his time of, being opposition. He was not showing a garbage order. He was speaking to policy issues. He was speaking to concrete issues that are affecting the lives of our people. So when you are a former leader, people who you hire things, you cannot just think. I know everyone will not be that kind of a good popular speaker, but Mr. Weah should have people who were coaching through the way to actually say something on governance. He talked about people lie, the current president lie. If we come to that to put it in debate, Mr. Weah has been one of the terrible liars in our country. Running from policy issues, I don't talking about personal issues. We talk about policy issues. Then when he was in government, when we try to discuss all these things, he's been a terrible liar. I guess sometimes when you in, I feel it when you're in sometimes opposition, you want to say some of these things to maybe in the name of waking up your baby, but at least you should be very logical for people to say, yes, he's saying some things that is actually in line with it happening in Liberia. So, these things are not really surprising to some of us, but I think our politics or our discussion should just go beyond these normal rhetorics, because I see that as a rhetoric. You cannot use any platform to speak out certain thing. At the end of the day, you calling yourself, I don't know whether he's pastor or reverend, I don't know if he's bishop or whatsoever titles he has in the church. But it is what it is. They always say at the end of the years or at the end of the war, when the war is coming to an end, you see all sort of prophecies, you see all sort of pastors, you see maybe Mr. Weir is part of those kind of a group of people
Because
to talk about. So I
yeah,
mean, it's not really strange to me to see so many things going on in Liberia, but I think people need to go beyond the normal mere talk politics.
thank you. And I kind of, agree with that too. But like you said, look at all those people that were sitting in that church. They didn't know what they were going through during this man regime. They didn't know this man said he was rich. Even after his professional career, we all seen we are. And there's one thing he said there, right? That I like. He said all those people who talking to something that they hate me, they don't hate me. Don't mind it. They like me. I like that, because every time seditions, when we try to criticize we are about what he has done to our country, right? Or criticizing for not being a good leader or president material. Seditions think that we are is a piece of land, that they have the deed to that property, right? That they had a deed to that if you're not a sedition, you're not kissing up a weir, you know what? You're not supposed to say anything about him. If you do, then they get offended and you hit weir, you this, that, you that. So, and someone always says, and I always say here, right, with the judge and them, when they coming up with that venom and stuff, when you checking them, the thing you hit them because they're sedition, all of this, all the extra stuff. And I always say, nobody hates weir. Well, I don't hate weir. I love weir. As a person, as a football star that he was, I love him. But when it comes to being a leader of my country, no, that's where we go apart. I don't think he's a president material. Not because somebody will go in certain something like, because somebody being a librarian, so that make him a leader. Or somebody doing the preaching well in church. Why don't we make him president? That nonsense that people need to get over it. And suddenly, we are a good man. He played football, he put Liberia on the map. We are put himself. He put Liberia on the map that as the poor boy from Liberia. But the money and stuff he was getting from it was not for you. It was not for Liberia. All of the breaking down and looting and stuff that they have done to Liberia. So, like, we are owes Liberia a lot. Then Liberia owe him the sedition, like I said. They make him to look like he's their land. They got a piece of deed to him. And they make it look like the whole country owe him, right? Owes him like we're supposed to sacrifice the entire country for we are. That's how they behave. So I like when he said that. They like me. Let them hear it, But the whole thing about, this, I'm that, all I see is that we are trying to like rewrite the narrative because he knows he has failed miserably and people are seeing it because of what is happening in the country now. And people want to be claiming, and you will not believe some of the people who you're supposed to know who claim they are so educated, right, guys? Yesterday, sitting on our big platform, our big, sister platform, talking about putting out one project that this government's doing. But they're not supposed to submit. They make us start budget. Then you say you want to. Are you serious? Was all these people are really trying to make people to believe that when a president come and use the country money and do something that he's supposed to finish, right? The money he claimed he used in that little part that he did, supposed to finish at two of those things. But still, the one is not finished. The other person that comes is supposed to leave it because the other person that is supposed to leave it and go do something else. And we talk about wasteful spending all the time. We're talking about wasting the country money. We're talking about doing this. We're talking about doing that. Right? And they say here, if you ask me, President Boykai's signature project, I would say, what I would say, Emmanuel, finishing all of these mischiefs that they put around the country. When you look at developer, that $32 million is still not finished. It looks like $1 million project. He's doing it well because they put it there because of campaign, because of the whole political something. They put it down and it cost the amount of money and still it's not finished. This man come and finishing everything, redoing it and finishing everything and bringing it up to a standard, right? That is best for the Liberian people for the money they have used. And then giving a facelift to the country. And after doing that, before he started to do others, and in the midst of it, he doing some new stuff. How dare you sit on a platform like that because of your whatever political differences, and you lie to the Liberian people that these things are just supposed to be there to make our country to look like a mole of a bigger village, like it was on the continent. It should stay like that, and this other guy should go somewhere else. Even the roads that they claim they did, oh, they're not finished. Let people keep getting stuck. Let go on the other side and go do something else. What sense does that make to anybody? For them to think that if President Walker, if he had not even done anything for him, new something for himself, and finishes all these mischief projects and do it well and finish it, that alone is a signature project for him. I would look at it like that because I guess that's not what Liberian people are used to. So that would be something new that people should know that when you come to power, whatever the other guys tap off, that's what you're supposed to continue. If President Weah had done that, Liberia will be more than what we know it to be now. President Walker wouldn't be struggling. That's why it's so upsetting when people said that Madam Salif did not support President Walker to come and finish her agenda or whatever they started together, right? And went and brought in Weah and came and kind of like reversed the whole thing. Because what? You have to pick up from where the other guys start and keep on going. Not to go back or to go be doing stuff that doesn't make sense and leave or something like, oh, okay, let go to Bapolo Hospital. It was not finished. It was not doing nothing there. Oh, let's leave it because of something so. Or redemption. Look what President Walker, look what they're doing to redemption right now. Adding it up, renovating it, and doing all of that. And then you want to leave that one because we are paying 14 military. That nobody can hear anybody going to, so he must go pay what? 22 military? What the heck, man? Come on. Some of these things, like Suarez said, some of these things don't need politics. It's just for the country and the people, but people don't look at it like they want to turn everything about. And you listen to some of the people that you respect, you hearing them talking and be like, okay, today is just not my day. You know? So what I'm thinking Weah is doing is just, Weah was just on the massage. He's trying to rewrite the narrative. He's seen the difference. He's seen that people are seeing that he did not do anything like that. Not anything, but do what he promised the people. He never meet up to his expectation. I mean, the people's expectation, and his people now, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people who did not believe in, they said a lot of things that Weah was going to be your bad news for Liberia, and it turns out to be your bad news for Liberia. And he's trying to do damage control. That's what I see him doing. But guys, let's go ahead.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So you said something that I wanted to ask. You said they inflated the prices for those projects that were done. You don't think the right thing to do is for the government to go after those people who inflated the project so that they were punished for maybe using the country's money?
Well, I think that would be the nice thing to do, but I don't think that because somebody inflict projects, so that means they receive what just be laying right there. That's what investigations are for, right?
Right. That's
so you have the ombudsman, you have the assets recovery, you have all of the things, right? And they are working, they're doing their job. So that's why they're coming up and saying some of these money they're not and holding people accountable. And then when they do, you have that little, something that come in and claiming wishing. It's not like they're knowing, they're seeing it, the records is right there leading to and they're not catching them. No, that's not how it works. It takes investigation to reach to those people. I can tell you that my house will call $50 million. You come and look at my house, you say, Amy, please, I beg you, stop that. Does that mean you know where I put the money at? Does that mean you gotta investigate and see where that money went? That's what's going on. So the whole argument about, if they know there's something there, why they're not something there? Why they're not something there? No, it's not like they're leaving them or they're seeing something and they decide to leave them. No, they're investigating it.
Okay. That would be good for us. But on the issue of article government projects, the first thing, Joseph Boakai is the head of government. So any project that is a government project, the president is on obligation to complete it. So that one for me, it's not a case. The president is supposed to complete any project that is a government's project. If somebody say he hasn't started a project, the question should be why he should start a project if there are other projects that are not completed. But on the other side again, I want to see it the other way around, and not to do it the CDC way, right? To say he hasn't started project. Let's forget about even starting project. Let's say, okay, how many times has the president traveled? And of this travel, what is the benefit that came back? I think that should be the question for me, I will ask. In the past 2 years that President Boakai had been president, he has traveled over 20 times on the Liberian people's money. So let's talk about the yield. Did anything come out of those projects? Out of those travel, if so, what are they? I think that should be the argument about why he didn't start new project. Because you can go out of the country and come with commitment on how to do maybe security. I don't know how the security works, but security can be strong in the country. Like right now, the police, the way the police looking at it, the way the police are looking on the Boakai administration, the equipments they have now, the uniforms they have, it was not like that under the We administration. You will not see that coming in a bag. So that can be another question. Is okay, what are the travel doing? You know? Oh yeah, but the point I'm saying, if you say project, if the government has projects that are being undertaken and the president is completing them, it shouldn't be an issue. But my question would be on the travel. But for me, on the travel, I can say maybe one of the things I can put it like, why you're with the police? I'm sure the police benefiting some of the security commitment that the president may have had on one of his travels. You know? What thing else we can talk about? Let's look around and see what are the things he brought. Like that, then for me, in my opinion, then you are speaking, you are engaging politics with logic. Politics is not stupidity. Politics is science. People go to school to learn it. It's pure science. It's not guessing. So when you just talk politics, then just talk without facts, that's why I got issue with people. I don't let people just talking without facts. If you say this is it, provide facts. So, in my opinion, the question I will be asking is that things that we're getting from the president travel. That's what I want to see. But for me, I see one thing so far that I can point to: the police. I think the police is transformed, and I want to believe maybe it might be one of his travel commitment. I don't know which one. But when it comes to projects, I can point to any project, bigger project that I can say this is the project that came from another, from the current administration, no signature project for now that I know of. If there's any, they can let us know. Because all the things that I see, like the egg factory, the redemption, even the redemption did not come from Wea. The redemption came from Ellen. The redemption, the Algo Ralphie Highway did not come from Wea, it came from Ellen. So all the projects are government projects. Government can't leave another project that is already being funded by government to start a new project.
I don't know what sense it makes to these people.
I agree. The government can start something, but it should make sense, in my opinion. Even the overhead bridge that the government building right now, it did not even come from where it came from as far back as Ellen. But guess what? They're trying to complete it. So these two can talk about it. For me, that's my opinion on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, let me comment because I want to. Morris, please, man.
Morris, he's sleeping now.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Did Davo baffle with the accurate about government bidding project is very nonsensical, and at the end of the day, as one who understands government, I don't know how people understand. Sometimes they say government is continuing with it. Now you bring an argument of government being continuative, but you don't want to embrace project that government will take upon. And at a certain point in time, you want to bring the argument into argument. That has always been opposition's things when it comes to these things about government project. Yeah. You want government, like the brother making a serious analysis about, you want government logic about, you want government to continue on, start another project, with not looking at project that is already significant to the growth of rural connectivity, building economy, and basic things that you talk about over there. Then at the end of the day, when government try to scratch that, then you say, oh, the people came with their own envy. They don't even want to look at some of the projects we're carrying on. Look, we understand at the end of the day, people will always come to these platforms with kind of a argument that doesn't hold water. But here's the thing. If you look at government policy from the overall, you understand that government upon government that has always come. Even the Ellen Johnson government, when she came, she started from, people will say she started from scratch or she started from a very healthy stage. But there are policies that were in place she tried to evaluate. You cannot just get rid of all of these policies and say, oh, okay, I did not like the government, I will get rid of all their policies. Then at the end of the day, there are certain policies you'll be getting rid of. Am I hearing hold you back as a government in terms of making progress? Because here's the thing, we all can agree that government will not make progress without another government progress. The day brother was stating some instances of the EJ's ministerial conference and auto projects that the weird administration ended. No, you will always state grace of these things. So this argument about government during this, they have not initiated their own project. I get it sometimes, right? You want the government to start their own projects, then you have to come out to tell us, oh, this is the project we started from scratch to end that nobody was involving. And I got the argument when Mr. We are said in that when you play that video, you were talking about no government in 100 days have achieved their 100-day plans. I agree with him. And he was a little bit honest over there, right?
Yeah, he was.
Not everything you expect government to come and scratch off. Even the harmonization of the government, this current going on, they talk about it a lot. Evaluate. Oh, this part is good, this part is not good. You expect them to come and just get it out? No.
Yeah.
I mean, you always work on these things, do amendment, and understand that, and put in the phone amount of where you work for the Liberian people. Now, at the end of the day, people always has their stance on this thing. I want to end on this note. Now, we got a good policies. I haven't taken time to read about the agenda. The RS agenda is a very good policies. But at the end of the day, we should always attach seriousness to it. What do I mean by this? Beautiful policies, and at the end of the day, it is not in correlation with the particular budget that is in to drive that policies to progress. Now, for example, you cannot look at agriculture as a paramount goal, and we appreciate the government by taking some steps. For example, you will talk about agriculture. You want to increase employment or empowering small farmer. Then you look at the budget allocation to small farmer. It doesn't make sense to have achieved that particular annual base progress that you want to make. Then at the end of the day, we question sincerity.
Well, sorry, with that agriculture thing, and I ask you one question. I know you guys always talk about that, right? But could you think because the people they are getting funding from outside and they are getting the promises to help, so they decide to direct the other funds somewhere else where is needed? Or you think they're just intentionally abandoning one of the most core value in their agenda?
Now, I've always made the argument about these promises, MOU, ERU, or whatever thing you call it. You have to stop making promises.
ERU there. Because go ERU.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it in a funny manner, right? Mm-hmm. You have to start making progress before take you serious. As a country, there are series of countries now we can sit and talk about how they grow various sectors in our country. It went through a lot. I know people complain sometimes, things like they know. For a country to make progress, we must go through the kind of scrutiny. Yeah. We must go through the kind of hardships we're going through. Now, I get it. Sometimes people talk about the burn, but issue, and we'll get to that at the end of it, at a certain point of the conversation. But no, we have to understand before we get Ghana now got some of the lowest. Ghana has one of the lowest inflations in economic growth as the GDP, right? They are not just getting there. Things are hard in Ghana, which I say there are people in Ghana just getting it, at the guy that they just get money. They go through a lot, but they're making progress in a lot of areas. right? They got stable exchange rates. And in abroad now, you can attest to these things happening. So when I hear people talking about bread and butter issue, so you must understand and read beyond. Go back to history and see the likes of Uganda, the likes of other countries that have the kind of economy you admire today. Where did they start from? So
Thank you.
this argument, right? My argument is, let's put, when I say serious, it doesn't mean I'm erasing what is happening right now, but we need to make progress. You see, I'm not satisfied with what happened in government because you know what? I don't want to campaign next, 2029 too much. Look,
Yeah.
to be impressed with what's
Thank you.
happening right now, it is to feel relaxed about what
Campaigning.
you don't want to see ahead.
Mm.
So I mean, that has always been my advocacy. And the reason you see CC is not in power today, to conclude, is because they champion everything like, oh, Liberia is in heaven. At the end of the day, they did not remember the very PAPD.
Had a touch of the
Some of the
reality.
things that you're saying, they say 1 million, taking people 1 million out of poverty. We did not even get close to 10,000 people out of poverty. As
No,
per
my
the
man.
report,
My
World
man,
Bank report,
the
all
final
the
minister
Thank
is
you.
going to 26 million out of
Everybody's
poverty.
coming.
Yeah,
So
you know,
we wrap it up.
right. I mean, this is
We have
just
5 million, but 26 million out of poverty in our country.
yeah. I will just use this as my closing.
Mhm.
Look, yeah, on the we are issue, right? While whether somebody can interpret what poverty mean or not. Look, like I said, Mr. Weir, during the time of Mr. Weir lived with people that are still alive. There are people when Mr. Weir was in Warrior Headstone Muslim Congress, when Mr. Weir started playing football, there were people that used to buy a boot from Mr. Weir, give him reset. Some of these people are still alive. Mr. Weir lived with people. And Mr. Weir have had series of interviews. All those interviews Mr. Weir had regarding his life story are all state that Mr. Weir came from a poor background. Right? Mr. Weir came from a poor background. And Mr. Weir have all the time. This is the first time for me to hear Mr. Weir even talking about his father. All along he say his grandma.
Mhm.
So if Mr. Weir just turn around in no time and say he was rich, where the evidence will be there. People he live with people. The story that he been given that he poor. So we can only say Mr. Weir's statement is not coherent, it's not systematic. And by that case, we say Mr. Weir, he know what he talking. Probably he forgot that he had all these stories about him. He only coming out to feed out 11 people that he can just throw something out there. Or maybe that particular place, that church, he can just stand and just say anything. He's not guided. He can just say anything. You know, look, on the issue of the president being traveling. Look, every day the final minister, Minister Gaffron, will state the benefit that coming from most of the traveling. Almost every day, this other million, 100 million, the other million, this other million coming from this very traveling. Right? So,
He does.
right. And tomorrow, the information minister will give a comprehensive report as to the benefit that the government has achieved, the things that the government has achieved, the things that came from us as somebody traveling, all the benefit that came, all the benefit that they have gotten. The information minister will give a comprehensive report tomorrow. It's up to you to agree or not, but the evidence will be very clear. Look, when we come here, we don't just talk, we don't come here to come fight or to prove anything. What I said here the last time, I still stand by that. The Liberian government, no government have announced that we have discovered all. We are still trying as a country to see whether we have all. There's a prospect of all, meaning we believe that we have all. Has the government discovered all? No. So we don't just come and talk because we just want to talk or get at somebody. No, that's not the point. Because we are very careful. People listening. The government have not announced, until that is done, the government have not announced that, yes, today, December 29 or December 30, Liberia have discovered all. That has not happened. So every other thing will just be prospecting, will just be guessing that we have all. I truly believe that we have all. But is that something that we can run with as a country? No, because the country have not announced that we have all. That's what I said. And I still stand by that. And I didn't say that to bring anybody down because that's just the fact. The government have not announced that we have all. Thank you for the show, Amy. I'm so tired. I'm so very tired.
Amen.
Thank you, guys, man. Yeah, I gotta go to work by 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Oh,
so-
okay. You can take all of it.
Right. Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm muted. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. You see, I heard Brother Suarez saying they will give report tomorrow. You see, when we lead in country, we shouldn't base our gauge, our success gauge on international reports so much or on ministry presentation so much. Let's gauge what is happening in the street. Let ERBC, LNTV, closing Class Reloaded, these pro-government stations, let them go to the street, go to the marketplaces, and bring the information and use it as a means of moving forward.
What are they looking for in the marketplaces?
To see how the people are responding to the economy. And the reason I'm saying it, CDC failure, that's how it came about. CDC were not listening to the people in the street. The people were complaining, people were protesting, people were doing that. They were saying 12 year, 24 year, 24 year. They were not listening to the people in the street. They were saying, IMF said this, World Bank said this. Just before the Christmas, I don't want to share anything with you, Jonah. You are testing me, who's that? I don't want to send it to you. I sent 2 clips to you. Osede Mayor was speaking to President Bouaka that he's making $64 in this administration. Where it's told that nobody will make less than 150. Osede Mayor is saying he's making $64. Right in front of the president sitting down there in Lufa.
Yeah, he was telling the president.
Eh?
I said, yes, he was telling the president.
Right. Another one again, people always say President Salif did not endorse Bouaka. I just saying the clip again. President Salif herself said the person who I believe that is well positioned to take over from me is my vice president.
Was this during the election or this was way
2017?
Yeah, or 2 before the election?
2017.
We all saw that clip here, then she flipped, she went back on her word. So she did not speak on this.
2017, when Ellen said that we never saw any public statement again where she said she now wants Bouaka to be president. We don't see any.
We saw the action. Let's not be naive now, Emmanuel. We saw the action. We saw the action.
I mean, seeing action, that what they call perception. You perceive, you think that what it is, and thinking that something is, it cannot be considered. They almost say between 2016 and 2017 that the best she think can replace her is Bouaka.
Before that fight.
And that's and until something else, another interview can prove, or maybe another document can prove, okay, there.
I don't know why we should.
Mr. President, our job is to clean cities, so we must be bold to tell you what we are going through. There is a need for increment, in our salaries. It is unfortunate to note that instead of mayor taking $64 US, our salary should be around the deputy minister's salary. Oh, for God, I mean plenty of work. Okay. Not only equipment.
So you see that? So these are the reality. It's not what the finance minister is telling us. That I just decided to say, because he said the finance minister is reporting every day. Finance minister said nobody will make less than 150 in that country. They may just say reality that he's making 64 that he's a city mayor. You know, so every time I say nothing has changed, I need a Liberia that I can go and retire. I need a Liberia that I can go and feel free. I don't want to be going to Ghana for vacation. I don't want to be going to Nigeria for vacation. I don't want to be Kenya. I don't want to go Kenya for vacation. Let me go to Liberia for vacation. I got several friends who I went to school together. South African, East Africans. Somebody will call me and say, when are you planning to go home? I want to travel with my friends to my country and be proud of my country. I don't care who's going to make Liberia better. It doesn't matter who is the president. What matters to me is who will make Liberia better.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of person that I don't even follow political party because political party is not an issue. The individual is the issue. So I'm not against President Boakai. The only thing is, on a serious note, I haven't seen anything different. I have seen things that are happening. I see the roads that are there, they are being conditioned. I see the horses that are there, they are being conditioned. I agree. I want something different. Somebody go to say, what? You should elaborate. The same when I go Abidjan today, I can be asking me what are Abidjan because they got new roads, they got new overhead. The very Ghana, you go to Ghana, there are different things, new different things. People building new airports. They one labro, the one RIA been having said nothing Ghana go. We are even thinking of being another one.
What kind of space they got for where would we put a new airport?
We got land. That Bento.
You're not touching my land.
No, Mosorado County, the capital of Mosorado County.
Bento.
The land are in Bento. Even that particular RIA looking at the land are in that Biana RIA. It expands billions of acres behind. Yes.
Oh.
That government got lands. Every city in our country, government got land. If the government, in fact, in Zulu, they got airport. In Vojima, they got airport. The very airport, you can develop them. The
airport needs to be rather big. That RIA is too tight for me.
2016, Amy, when I left from here, I flew on Aries. Aries is it's a Nigerian Airlines. When you enter Nigeria, they got all 5, 6, 7 different planes that are leaving from Abuja, taking you to different cities in Abidjan, Nigeria. 2023, I went through Ghana. When you enter Ghana, they got flights to the other part of Ghana. You understand?
My first time going to Liberia.
Yeah.
Next year, 2023. I went when I got to the airport because I was little when I was leaving, right? So I guess I did not notice all of that. But when I got to the airport, I'm like, this is not an airport, this is a terminal.
Right. You know, one little wrong way we got.
Even that one on the terminal, he said it's bigger than this thing. That's it. And then when I was going back, everybody sitting in that little waiting area they call it airport. I'm like, yeah, this is not
something about me. They don't expand.
I'm not gonna tell you, man. But when we got to Ghana, because I went through Ghana, when we got to Ghana, I was like, holy crap, this is Ghana airport.
Right.
I felt like I researched Houston pretty quick. I'm like, okay, I think I was on the shuttle flight coming through here, but we were in Ghana.
When you get to Ghana, you can see the skyscraper.
But I think like over there is a hotels. It's not an airport.
You see the hotels around Ghana airport, and they got other airports other than that particular one you can go to. So what I'm saying, Amy, you think Ghana better than us? You think they're going to around us?
No, but it started ever since.
No, they started ever since. Let me tell you what they did. They go on president who just left, Akufo. The man when you're crediting, he did not play. He credited big money.
And you can see why he credited it.
Yes, to build Ghana.
Oh, no, big money, $2 billion more. We can't see nothing.
Nothing.
When you're talking about the decision, won't choke you.
The country
talk about our land.
When Ellen became president, we owe over $5 billion. They put in wave it. I said, no, you're carrying. They'll start taking money again. The money we're taking out. What do we do? Amy, tell me, what are we doing with the money we're taking out?
And they were getting a lot of free money too.
Right. Today we are going to $3 billion again in debt. What can you show for that debt? You know?
And so we can be talking about, was it destroy our country? Wait, destroy what? How do we have all of those debt and we can see nothing tangible?
We want something different. You know, when somebody come and they say they are leading, then when I think of electricity coming, right? Hey, small, but can we do something the way the electricity coming now? Can we expand the country to say, okay, say electricity coming, let me Nimba County, the agriculture hub, you take the Ministry of Agriculture from Monrovia and carry to the Nimba County. You know what I mean? Let the youth expo from Monrovia carry to Banka. Let the other one here carry to Lofa. I mean, if you do things like that.
You want the ministries?
Yes. The ministry in different cities.
You can have another branch there, but not just you can't take it from the capital.
The ministry is
they have branches, you know, accountants, right?
Right.
If they need to do anything like those people who live in accountants, they don't have to always come to Monrovia. But you cannot take the headquarters for any capital now and take it somewhere else. I don't know if that makes
no, honestly, let me tell you what to. They can get political capital, they can get commercial capital.
Yeah, we're not there.
So when the president is when the president is there with all the political people trying to take other thing out. You see agriculture ministry, that practical ministry. Let it go to where the bush is. Let it build there. Let us see what they're doing there. You can't be agriculture minister. You just sit in your office all day. But you can't plant grass in your office. You're not even plant flower there. So what you go do? Sit down the quota. You know, it might sound strange because maybe the way I think, but I feel like if we start thinking of that, there'll be a reason for us to expand the country. The country will get better. I mean, you can move from here and go to Bangkok and sleep sound and sleep in good hotels. You know what I mean? You don't even want to go to Monrovia, but right now you go Labrador, everybody running to Monrovia. Everybody want to go. Right now, you go to Zulu, my own country, you go to Zulu right now, and you say you put in Monrovia. You come from Monrovia, say you people say, even Monrovia, why you yourself condemning now? You come from Monrovia. Because that's it. Just 2 days ago, they put light in Bento. People celebrating, right? Bento, Monrovia, Montserrat County itself.
Even Montserrat, yeah, this is never had
like in this 2025, from 1847 to 2025, people celebrating Corey right in Bento.
See, that's something new because it never had it.
So then it's something new.
Yeah.
Listen, Amy, I'm not saying nothing new are happening. I said
no, I mean there's something changed for them. That's what I can be telling you, right?
No, but they were occurring though. They were
like
occurring.
me. I told you the last time when in Liberia, you know, we that came during the war, there are a lot of things that you would say you saw, we did not see, right? So if I go to Liberia and I see those things, it may not look new to you, but that is new.
Oh yeah, something new is not. I did not say nothing new happening. I said nothing has changed.
Changed. That's something that have changed. That's what I'm saying.
Let it for instance, Bento, they were occurring before the war, but since the war, this is the time Korean is going back there.
So what happened to the pools? Because there were no pools there, they had a plain pools and everything. So what happened to those?
Because people loot everything. They sell all the some of the one that were how do you call it, metal pool. They bring them down and sew them. They sell them as scraps. Those that were
really messed up. I don't know if it was the looting or it was the killing of people. Everything was just jacked up.
People were
hopefully we learn from that and we'll do better than that. And I like when we have said that you know, there's one thing he said to that was profound about, you know, doing it to destruction. There's the reason why he said that, because he always seen when the protesting, like, what just happened? You throwing cars, throwing stones, just drive-by cars going around, not having anything to do with anything. You putting people in expensive by breaking that windshield, throwing stones, and those things can mistakenly somebody can get hit and die in that car. You know what I mean? So those kind of gangster behavior is not how you get things changed.
I come here. Let me respond to someone. The man said, "Oh, Ellen broke ground with we are." So let me just clarify that point. So now we'll talk with fact. When Ellen went to break ground, she carried Joel Howard Taylor, who was the senator of Bond County. The groundbreaking was happening in Bond County. Joel Howard Taylor, in turn, called Weah because she was vast in that bureau to Weah. It was not Ellen we invited Weah. So that
if she supports her vice president, he's running for this, that. What makes her think was any good for her to not have her vice president there, but those two people who are running against them showing up there? What is that optic?
Amy, not every groundbreaking or every program or president goes to with a vice president. No,
I know that, but we're talking about election year, and we're talking about optic.
But the point here, so don't just look at one aspect. The point here, there are several other programs President Bouaka have gone to without the vice president. Does that mean he's not supporting the vice president? When we used to know that particular aspect, we don't do that.
Emmanuel,
I did not see Ellen campaigning for Bouaka. That's true. I did not see Ellen campaigning for Bouaka as well. I did not see Ellen campaigning for Weah as well. I did not see her campaigning anywhere for Weah. So we cannot take that for it. At least we got video where she said, I want my vice president to succeed
That
me.
was the video before the whole whatever. But people that Akara's grading for Eddie for 12 years, all of a sudden they started vying to protect she and her children. In the end, what did you think that came from?
Akara Gray said that, or we who said that?
What?
Was it Akara Gray or we who said that?
Great, and we are them. The CDC people were saying that. Why do you think they were saying something like that? You think they were just saying it out of love for Eddie after trying to destroy her administration for 12 years?
When President Weah, but listen, President
We need
Weah,
to stop being so, something about this whole Eddie supporting Weah and Weah not. Eddie wanted to support Weah white guy from the beginning. But things change, and we all know that. There is no black and blue or whatever is there. We don't have to nitpick that other video footage, all of this. We all know she has not supported her vice president. That's just it. And from the people who from the camp, they told the story. They know from that party, they told, and what happened? What did it do to her? What did the party do to her? Why do you think they did it? Because she supported him? You think that's why they expelled her or whatever they did to her? Which she did. I don't know how that was supposed to affect her anyways. Which she didn't give a damn because she knew she didn't need them anymore. So I don't know why they had to suffer that set to do something like that. But yes, you think she did that because she did something right and she was in line with them and she was supporting her vice president? I don't think so. So we need to stop playing naive with that one. That's not even an argument to make. Everybody knows.
Amen. One thing I try to avoid that people will not accept on me, I try to avoid being speculative.
Well, that's what it's not speculation.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't see Ellen campaigning for Weah. I didn't see Ellen campaigning for Boakai. I don't know the reason why.
Oh, and you think that that's a normal thing? To not see her campaigning for Boakai? You think that was a normal thing? That means she was supporting him?
What do you mean?
That was a vice president for 12 years.
Yes.
You thought that was a normal circumstances, normal situation. After all the aftermath that she and the party went through after the election, you thought that was a normal circumstance for her to not campaign for him at all. It didn't mean anything.
What is abnormal about it? They said that every president support. Did you see every president? If I sense the war, who do we see that is a president that supported the vice president in Liberia?
Since what war? How many presidents you had since the war? That's
the point. So you don't have a reference
point. You didn't ask that question since the war.
The reason I asked the question.
How many presidents do you know?
The reason I asked the question.
Ellen that was in Liberia, and we didn't see them doing it. So when Eddie didn't do it, it wasn't a big deal.
Okay, Ellen. So the point. Now you're getting my point. The point I'm saying.
No, I did not. I'm just trying to understand how many people we got to make that argument. That's what I'm trying to understand.
What I'm thinking about now. We don't have a reference point. There's no reference point to say, oh, were they president or president? They supported a vice president publicly. We don't have that in Liberia. We don't have a reference point in Liberia. You can point to.
Is it a secret though?
What do you?
Is it a secret?
It's not a secret. It's just political.
If she came out, according to you sent a video said she came out and said it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What stopped her there when it was time for the action to show that? And then people that came out and said it. There was a fight in their party. So why would you come and be disputing the fact that she did not support him?
Amy, you said
follow the United Party, and the United Party came out and said it. They didn't come out and say, "Oh, they're lying on me." Oh, I supported him. I support him. No,
Amy.
No, it's not a speculation. It's what that everybody always come out and spills the beans when I party from what's going on there. The United Party, the same thing. So it's not a speculation that you're not saying here making.
Okay, so
you're in denial of the fact. You don't want us to
what I'm denying, which is not a fact. What I'm denying, you said Ellen we are there.
She supported him.
No, you didn't. That was not your statement from the beginning. You said Ellen we are there because she never wanted President Bugado to go after.
If I said that, then maybe it wasn't. But
that's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I say. It's a speculation because you did not see Ellen campaigning for Weah publicly. I also did not see Ellen.
Yeah, because she know it would not be or something. That's why it's not a speculation, because the party she comes from, the group she comes from, said it.
Okay.
And we all saying the facts, everything points to it. It's nothing speculative about it. We all saying it. There's no way you go say it when it was 2 years before that you said on a platform. Then when it's time to Sunday, we couldn't even hear you on the radio before we you said to go anywhere.
Okay, so
And then
because
the group come out and say she was not supporting him. And we saw
okay,
everything.
Amy.
Oh, it's a speculation. What more do you want? You want her to be out
Okay,
there?
Amy, let me ask you a question. Prior to President Boakai having his press conference recently, people were saying the building in Fuya was President Boakai building a retirement home, a $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
If President Boakai had not spoken, will you say that is the reality? Because people said it?
No.
Okay. But you
because
want
they're not part of President Boakai's cabinet. They are not President Boakai's finance minister. They are not President Boakai's a public work minister. So that's why they are oppositions.
Okay.
So that's why I would call it speculations. That's why I would not believe anything. But these people we're talking about, they were part of Ellen Johnson's study. They were the one that ran the campaign, that sat there. They made decisions, executive committee, everything. They were part of it, and they expelled her. We all know that.
And,
so
and
no, it's not the same as an opposition.
What happened to the expulsion? What happened to the expulsion?
What are you talking about? What happened to I don't care what happened to it.
Did they win? Did they win?
And why they say they did it? That's what I'm talking about. I don't care what happened to it.
Where the expulsion? Did the expulsion hold?
Is anybody United Party right now?
Any expulsion did not hold. It was overturned.
They have no merits. You can be denied about that, but everybody knows, and everybody heard the party says it, and they know. So
Amy, this is fact. They went to court. Ellen took them to court for her expulsion. Ellen took them to court for her expulsion.
And what did she say in the court? She denies that she doesn't. She supported Joe Boakai. Is that what you heard?
Ellen won the case in court, and she was reinstated as member of Unity Party.
Won the case on the basis of what? I don't care what happened to that case. I keep telling you, you keep trying to pacify the thing here about Eddie not supporting something. You in denial of that fact.
I'm not in denial. For me, I'm a person of fact.
That's your opinion, that's your whatever. But everybody knows the fact, because why? The group they all are from, they said it, and we all saw the action. What more do you need? It was not opposition I was saying that. It was the same old people.
It was still out of.
Her party was saying it.
Her party was saying it because she was not in it. She was not campaigning with them. That's all they said. They never.
That's not true. That's not what they said.
But they
did not say it because you're not campaigning with her. So we conclude no. They had an internal fight. You cannot get away with it. You can deny all you want, but you cannot rewrite the party narrative. You can be in denial about what you want to. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but the party narrative, we all know it. We all heard it. You can't rewrite it. So let's go. Let me go to my prayer. It's past my time, sir.
Okay, Amy. Thank you for the time.
No problem. Thank you for watching us.
I'm a person who, and thanks to all those who are listening to us, I'm the person who do not peddle on speculations. Because everything that we say on this platform lives after us. I did not see Ellen supporting Boakai. I mean, like actively campaigning for him during the 2017 elections. Likewise, I did not see Ellen campaigning in the for Joy Weah or against Boakai in the 2017 election. If there were any reason why she didn't do it, I don't know. So Ellen, Weah got elected because Liberian voted for him. Weah got defeated because Liberian voted against him. Boakai got elected because Liberian voted for him. It was not any party. It was not a particular person who made Weah president. It was Liberian. It's not a particular person who made Joseph Boakai president. It was Liberian. Ellen still living. So if she never wanted Boakai to be president, why is she's still living and Boakai is president? What is our argument on that? If she never wanted, if you use the word never, because yes, somebody read it say she never wanted Boakai to be president. If the word never, you want to stand on it, she's still alive. So why is she still alive and Boakai is president? If she never wanted Boakai to be president, it is the argument. Let us speak things that we can defend by facts. For me, that kind of person I am. You don't have to agree with me, but for me, I believe in same thing that tomorrow when it comes up, there will be fact to back me up. I can't live on speculations. I can't pedal on my opinion as facts. And just that's it for it. Thank you so much for the time. We hope to see you tomorrow. Please pray for me.
So thank you too. So the fact that you asked that,
Let me end now. Please pray for me. Pray for me so my hair will be soft.
I'll pray for you. So, but the thing is, no, I don't come here to kind of live on speculation either. But I'm not coming here to be in denial of something that the people who I'm supposed to hear from, they come and say that I sit there and still want to believe within myself because that's not what I want to hear. Ultimately, it's not a speculation. And no one said that she put him there, or no one said that she didn't want him to be president. Some people can support people. And again, they don't want for people to be president, they support them. What's the name? Barack Obama supported Joe Biden to be president. He was president when he did not want Trump to be president. He still in the second round. He didn't want Trump to be president. Does that mean Trump was not president? So when somebody supports somebody, it doesn't mean that they have the mantle, they have the state to not get bound. That's what I want. And that said, no. Your support at the time, and it depends on your influence at the time. Eddie was the outgoing president. She had more power at the time than she does, or than she did in 2023. That is the difference. And that is not speculations. And by her saying she doesn't want somebody to be president doesn't mean she owns the Liberian people. We're talking about her power. We're talking about her influence. We're talking about those things. When we say support, she's not going to the ballot box with the people to go turn their arms, twist their arms, and do stuff. No, that's not what I mean. Or that's when somebody else pull him there. I don't think that's what they mean, though. So we shouldn't do that to say, somebody speculating. No, but there's nothing you say, you did not see Eddie's campaign for Joe Barkai. You did not, and there's nothing normal about that. That you would say you support somebody, or in your belief that she did, but she never came out to support him. She never, and that is her vice president for 12 years. And that seems normal to you. And when they say, you call it, speculation, then I don't know what else you want to hear then. I don't know. You want Eddie to say, I ain't supporting him. Even though they said it. Maybe she doesn't want to be in the whole fight with everything. How is that to be going with it back and forth? But she did not deny it. They don't have a good relationship. Yeah, they may be showing up places and stuff, but and we all got to know the reason why she didn't want to support him. It was out there. Why didn't Eddie come? Eddie can use to debunk. We all the time debunk people. That is the blatant lie. Also, there's the upper line and all the one, but she couldn't debunk her own party for saying things that were not true against her. I don't think so, my brother. That's what I'm saying. I don't see it to be a speculation when it comes from places like that. If it comes from somewhere that don't know anything that's going on the inside, then maybe, yeah, you may have a point, but not, I don't think so. But thank you, Liberian people. Thank you, guys. Keep sharing the show. Thank you for being here every night to listen to us, have our say, have our own little, chit-chat about Liberia. And we want you to join us, too. That's why I put the link in the chat room every time. Feel free. Don't just come look at Emmanuel, Morris, Soiree, Touré when he comes back from his Liberia vacation, and Famada when he gets back from his something, and when George when he get over his baby bottles, all those people. Don't just join us too and have your say. It doesn't matter what side you sit on. You see how we come here all the time. We argue, but we love and respect each other. It's just where we sit and how we see and where we want our country to go. And I think that's what we should be doing instead of, like we always say, destruction, right? Dialogue. Agree to disagree and have a better country after that. With that, we said thank you. Ooh, my prayer target. Lord Jesus, forgive me. Thank you all, and continue to share. And we will see you guys willing tomorrow. Good night, y'all.